Hello everyone, Agion here with my first Ashes of the Singularity Escalation multiplayer cast. Spawn on the south side as a blue substrate, we have Rebellions. At the time of recording this, he's currently ranked number 5. Spawn on the north side as one of the developers as the red PHC, GGTheMachine from the General's Gentleman channel. He is going to go eye for the factory upon the metal, and we do have the assembler, actually slightly different in build order. Goes for resources and then probably eyeing for assembler. He has currently no resource points, he just got a constructor. Forces to have that building. Looks like even though both names are unknown, slight error in the replay pack or replay system. Looks like GG is actually the one that made this map. Very relatively symmetrical map. I really wish there was more symmetrical maps in computers too, because there are none. Helps make some things a bit more balanced out between good MG spot, bad MG spot, so on and so forth. Either way, you do have the 2 terranium generators, you have resources along the back line, easy to assault from one direction, from either side, but relatively secureable because they're in the back line. I've actually recorded this replay, then I realized, whoops, forgot to turn on my microphone. I really hate it when I do that. Basically, I don't think you want to watch me saying nothing. I did on a Grey Goo replay where I decided to cast what have been, and notice they're doing a lot of clicking. That's why I don't do as much clicking anymore. I'm trying to use the center of the screen as my focal point instead of my mouse. Either way, we do have the radioactives being captured up here, and we do have units heading not for this metal. His first set of units heading for this radioactive, perhaps using this unit to secure this radioactive. Eyeing for quick metals and radioactive, along with a second assembler, not big surprise. Don't have a second factory over here just yet. Actually, the factory is being built on the front line. Engineer has sustained a bullet. Just throw some dirt in that wound and fine. That was like a wound. Damn it, I can't use all my Company Heroes 2 references like... This unit's went past the radioactives. He's going straight for the terranium generator. Trying to claim up all the early terranium, trying to get an early lane, perhaps an early victory by that way. If that is the case, GG needs to start stepping up his game. One of the sounds a little bit too loud. We're just slightly lower down the music. It's a bit different than when I'm playing the game myself, when I could just use the background music to help. So I'm just going to reduce the music volume. Hopefully that won't be as overpowering. I'm trying to gauge that my voice is twice as loud as my in-game volume. At least that's what I'm trying to, ideally, at least trying to use OBS. And we've got these points. Maybe too many creeps for him to secure the point. There is a slight desync to the replay pack. Most likely these guys did attack move, not a move order. And currently they're at minus 43 health. That means they're usually dead, but most likely they did attack move order. So just a slight desync. The desync tend to happen quite a bit in these replays. You got this pan now moving forward. The pan will spot out, but has to be careful because some of these creeps are, of course, substrate units. In fact, this one is the anti-aircraft substrate unit. We'll be securing this early terranium generator. Also, GG is falling a little bit behind on economy. You can see here, he only has captured these points, while his opponent has secured a number of these points. These martyrs doing very potent amount of work. And he's also moving martyrs over here, but these martyrs will get cleaned up. He needs to send it in a group. Something to note, these martyrs do come out in groups of 3. Of course, they're much easier to be melted away, especially by a Zeus frigate, because you have that basic plasma streamer, I think it's called, which just basically is a plasma flamethrower. Melts these frigates. Having 2 of them just can wipe an entire group out. Zeus cruisers. If I didn't make that clear, it was a cruiser I was referring to. Sentries up, Annihilator sentries in order to help secure this metal point. It's very potent. Also, notice the difference between these two players' playstyles. You got army, You got individual units being grouped together. Armies are great for assaulting a location against other groups of units, but these frigates are great for help mobilities, because armies would tend to move slower when they form together, while these martyrs, they can move independently, much more, not worry about formation, all that, move forward. However, there is a smarty system here, and the smarties are very potent versus these martyrs, especially there's only like 3 groups of them. Like I said, they spawn in groups, so it's hard to gauge their exact strength, especially when they're not grouped in armies. Of course, when you start mixing in medics, as like how GG has, and along with archers, you want to move these guys in armies to maintain the proper distance and all that. While they're a bunch of the same unit type, you don't need to group them in armies. Just ball them up and push them forward. Unless you're fighting against Zeus and other artillery. Then there's AoE will be very potent. We do in fact have a Zeus. Are you correct? It's Zeus Plasma Streamer. Those things will melt martyrs, no problem. They can live up to the name, martyrs. Both terrain generators are now captured. Currently has almost 20% of the terrain required. He's starting to secure up this radioactive. GG has, looks like, failed to assault over here, which is a bit of a problem, but he can go ahead and recapture it. He's eyeing for cruiser production over frigates. He's trying to eye for heavier tanker units to deal with these martyrs. Martyrs are good against frigates, not exactly great versus cruisers. You got a number of annihilators. Annihilators, of course, great against frigates, not exactly great versus cruisers, unless they have regenerators nearby. Then they can just tank it all day. Overall, we got some quantum relays. Get that quanta. We have no. Actually, we do in fact have a quantum archive over here. So only 1 to 3. So GG will have a great amount of access to quanta. We've got this huge martyr army, but they're not arming together. So they're all coming in one by one. And these smarties, they're excellent versus these martyrs. They're just basically being unnecessarily being martyrized. Is that the term? Being martyrs? What is the term to be a martyr? Is it just to be a martyr? A martyr? Not to martyrize? What's the process of becoming a martyr? Either way, do got assault over here, but the archers plus brutes with the medic here will handle those martyrs no problem. You can go ahead and start pushing forward. Looks like GG is starting to build some basic defenses over here to prevent any harassment. We'll take incursion forces in order to deal with it. And you also got Artemis here. Artemis are, of course, the artillery ones. And does he have a Hermes here nearby the spot? No, but he has a sensor array to spot. What do we have over here? We do got an Avery. We do have, in fact, air rampagers, the light gunship available for it. He could get some air harbingers later on if he shows a desire to get the strategic bomb gunships. We have Apollos. We do in fact have Apollo here, so we do have a potential combat force here, mixed combat force by GG in order to deal with air rampagers and to deal with any turrets. He has destroyed all the annihilator turrets over here. We've got a listening post here along with Death Blossom. The Death Blossom won't do much. Why do I call them Death Blossom? They're just Blossom. I don't know. I think if you ever associate a launch of a flower, it should be called Death Blossom. We got these points being secured up by GG, but the Terranium is currently 50%, a little over 50%, perhaps 51%, in favor of rebellions. And these points have not been touched, so he needs to get a force over there. This force could be potent enough if he had a medic along with him, or to secure these points and help secure that additional income. But you got this cruiser force with medics. So this is a significant army. He could go ahead and do a formation move, form army. But do have some air rampagers. He needs more Apollos. He only has this one. He has a second one over here, so that is a significant amount of AA. But you also have Fury interceptors now out on the field. He does have his own, not armory, but Avery? Air factory? Sky factory, that's the term I'm looking for. And they're both building, perhaps, so we do have dual Fury production. Hades could be quite good versus this Martyr army, because Martyrs just melt to AoE, such as bombers. We got these cruisers along the way. The cruisers, of course, can fight. Do we have any other unique teching options? We do have Orbital Fabricator, so he's eyeing for Incursion Force, help bolsters force and along with sentries. So he will have some bolstering forces to this army, so he can call in a quick group. And there's no Zeus, which is a bit of a problem because Zeus are excellent versus these Martyrs, but Incursion Forces do include Zeus. We'll have this assault coming up forward now. Annihilator cannons will have trouble versus units, especially if there's only 2 of them. These air rampagers are destroyed the Apollo, now hitting the Artemis. The Artemis are now down. There goes his artillery, but you will clean up all the Annihilator cannons, so you can call in Incursion Force in order to deal with the area. You got a huge amount of Martyrs still, and a couple of Reapers actually finally being mixed in. But the Hades bombers are in fact here, along with Fury interceptors. This is enough. These air rampagers cannot fight against aircraft, and these Hades bombers can rip apart this force, this army, sustaining a huge amount of AoE. You can see all that red. Their health is down to, well, the total hit points is down to these arrows. So now these bombers will start picking away against these combat groups. We do got some Apollos here, but they're being left out to dry to the Martyr Reaper army. Incursion just got dropped in onto the point, and there's nothing here to defend it. Hades bombers are just whittle away these Martyr armies. So force here will get cleaned up, hitting more and more Apollos. This is a bit of a problem, but he has enough. Losing the Apollos are fine at the moment. He has enough Furies to handle any air threat. We've got some Dominators, the fighter bombers of the Substrate. But they will get cleaned up by the air superiority aircraft of the PHC of GG. And now, while claiming 90% of the Terrenium, 90% is not 100%, so it doesn't mean victory is assured. We also got a Sapper drop. We got Sappers building Sapper turrets. Sapper turrets are cheap multi-gunner turrets. He does have a significant amount of metal for deploying a couple of these. Along with some significant amount of defense, he is a pretty good amount of defense. The Sapper is down to almost about dead, down to 80 health, but of course the desync issues may be a problem. Yeah, it looks like desync has the damage is not exactly true onto that target. The Sapper has laid down 5 turrets, eyeing for a 6th one. And while the Sapper has sustained quite a bit of fire, it just supports the desync. And the Sapper will actually go down, laying down 6 turrets. That is a significant amount of anti-frigate assets. They don't do much versus cruisers, but he doesn't have to fight cruisers against these against these Dominators. He has enough air superiority to handle them. And it looks like one of the Sapper turrets did in fact go down, but there's still 5 left. That is a significant amount of force. And we got a cruiser assault over here, along with some frigates. This is a significant force over here. GG does have quite a bit of income at the moment, mostly spent income. So he has a significant defense while still here. Do got a Serpentine turret as well. He may want to use some bombers to clean that up. Now we do got this cruiser assault over here, along with air support from Hades. Hades will just rip apart all these Reapers as they start coming forward. The Martyrs won't do much versus frigates or cruisers anyways. We got some emergency turrets. They'll help pick away at these units. There are medics here to help support. GG may actually pull this one out while sustaining how much no Terrenium. He's going for the kill. He knows that he can't really defend both of them, so he's going to go straight for the throat, go for the kill, destroy his opponent's infrastructure and economy. More and more frigates and cruisers are reinforcing, and I like to see more of these Zeus. I just love the Zeus. Looks like his force was largely cleaned up except for the bombers. We got more and more units being built up. His opponent has quite a bit of a float at the moment, which is a bit of a problem, but then again, could be related to desync. I don't think he would actually keep that large of a float. There's enough air-supported aircraft to maintain air control for the rest of the game. There's no AA turrets, there's no AA frigates, and he can't send air units because there's just too much units ready to destroy them. Just doing a significant amount of damage to these combat groups, along with the other frigates to help support. Not a lot of medics, however. That can be fixed. Let's see here. GG has sustained army superiority. He's going to have 17,000 over his opponent's 3,000. He's been on the back foot a lot of the game. But now with a decisive unit composition, I would say his unit composition was a bit more key. He is gaining intelligence. Oh, he's just spanning out martyrs. I'll just build everything that counters martyrs. And everything that... and build stuff that counters that martyrs. That counters... And build the things such as Apollos and Furies that counters the counter that marauders. If that makes any sense. Either way, he won this game through superior composition and excellent timing. Looks like Rebellions, Hazcal, Cassin, the well done. Oh, there's a number of harvesters here as well. Well, that's a safe way to increase income, and GGTheMachine has won the game. This is Agion. Well, I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to bundle his replays together since he submitted me a whole pack, or pick and choose of the good ones. Either way, let's see if I can't find one that War Rebellions win. This is Agion saying, if I don't combine these, this is Agion saying thank you for watching and signing off.